Budget or no budget, with just one single light, you can create more depth in your videos and make them look cinematic. This technique is used for centuries and is still one of the most used in professional films, documentaries, and more. Videos are flat, 2D objects, just like photos or paintings. But us humans live in a three-dimensional world. Therefore, we try to add depth to those 2D videos. There are numerous ways to do that, like filming with a small depth of field, or paying attention to the different objects in the scene. Also, in color grading, we can create more depth. And, of course, also with a simple light setup. We are filming in a normal living room. This is a very natural situation. We have some fill light from the window and that's it. Normal people have transparent curtains that soften the light, and we have transparent plastic. We just moved in, okay? So try to make an even soft lighting. It doesn't have to be perfect, just be careful there are no hot spots on your subject. So this is the shot we're going to work with. And let's start to add some light on cam. I'm using a normal LED panel. It has daylight colors that matches the light coming from the window. Depending on what you like to achieve, you can use any type of lighting. But when you're using tungsten light, know that those colors will be very yellow. A solution is to use a CDB or blue filter with such a light. Kim is currently sitting on the right side of the frame and she's looking to the left. This is also a very common interview shot. Because of this, we'll place the LED light on the left side of her face, or the right side in her case. Then make sure that the output of that light is brighter than the fill light from the window. In other words, the left side of her face has to be brighter than her right side. And now we've already created more depth with just one extra light. And here's why. This is a technique used for many centuries. The painter Vermeer Johannes in the 1600s made a very famous painting using this technique to create more depth in his work. Look at where the light and the shadow is located. Somehow the same as we did in our light setup. Now, the reason we perceive this as depth is because we see multiple layers of brightness. The closest part to the camera is the right side of Kim's face, or the left side, it depends on how you look at it. Anyway, it's darker. That's the first layer. Then the second layer is the other side of her face, where we have positioned our LED light. It's a bright light which is a bit further away from the camera because she has her head turned to the left side of the frame. And then the last layer is the background, which is again darker. This pattern of dark, bright, dark is known as contrast. So we currently have 3 layers, which is already pretty depthy. But we can easily create more depth. I'm going to open the door behind her. In real life, there is more depth now, but we don't see that too much in the video yet. And that's because we have 2 relative dark layers after each other. The wall behind her and the hallway are both of the same exposure. So we'll add an extra light source in the hall to create a bigger contrast between the wall and the hallway. And now we have 4 layers of brightness. The technique of opening the door for bigger depth is also something from the famous painter Peter the Hooch. So there you have it. Take some art classes and you'll learn a lot more about lighting. But for now, just remember to make different layers in exposure. Thank you very much for watching and stay creative.